Ending in 5, 4, 3.
Boom! Welcome back to the 21 Convention 2022 of Orlando, Florida, being held at 21 Summit, 16-year anniversary of the 21 Convention and 21 Studios. Our next speaker is a returning speaker to 21 Summit and the 21 Convention. He's actually one of the most popular speakers we have ever had. On our channel alone, 21 Studios, and his videos from previous speeches, they have about 8.5 million views now, which is huge. One of the biggest speakers we've ever had. And he on his own has over, I think, 300,000 followers on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all over the place. He's the author of Free Agent Lifestyle and De-Evolution. He's a good friend of our event, one of the best speakers we ever had. Please help me welcome back to the stage, Coach Greg Adams. Welcome back.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me back, bro. All right, here we go, man. This is going to be just like a live stream, which you tune into me every day. I produce about 6 hours of content per day on the weekday. I mean, I'm on, all right, pushing content, edits, TikTok, Instagram, and I'm a 46-year-old man. I mean, I'm in a territory, I'm in a game, that's a young person's game. But I've turned into this, trying to bring a message to men to give a little bit of understanding, some wisdom, background information, a little bit of history. You're going to get a history lesson today. All right, I'm going to give you a little bit. It's going to be some things missing. You'll be like, what about when, Coach? All right, no. But we're going to talk about dating, right? Dating, relationships, marriage. This is kind of how everything works, right? This is what makes the wheel go. You can be, you can have your career and your job, but sometimes you want your little sweetie and you have this biological urge to procreate. Mother Nature gives us all of these things, they develop the woman and put fat in areas where you like them. And they hype us up on testosterone and then they completely make her delusional, right? And then we got to counter all of that with this heightened sense of, I need to procreate. I need to go ahead and smash them guts. You know what I mean? I need to bust that nut. It's just a whole convoluted situation where it should be easy. Dating should be easy, right? It's easy. You like me, I like you. Let's just make a happy home. But how many people in here, just a show of hands, no, you don't have to admit anything. How many people in here are dating? You can raise your hand here. You're in the dating marketplace. We have a couple of people here. How many here are married? Oh, I got something for y'all too, so don't worry about that. We got the married folk in here. How many people are celibates? You're celibate? Okay, nobody. And how many people buy a bit? Okay, yeah. You all buy a bit. We're just going to go ahead and tell you that right now. All right, if you married or dating, you all buy a bit. We're going to clear that up. But let's talk about this. I think this is always an interesting conversation. For people who are in the dating marketplace, there's a lot of things people can give you information. This is how you can be a better man. This is how you can be a better woman. This is what you should accept, not accept. This is how you should go about presenting yourself in the marketplace. There's a lot of things going on. You got coaches. I'm not a dating coach, but I kind of just look at the environment and give men the best position for themselves. At least give them a reality check. A lot of people think I try to correct women. All right, I'm not in the business to correct women, right? That's like herding kittens, right? It's like going to the bottom of the ocean with a mop and trying to just mop it dry. All right, that's not what I'm trying to do. All right, now listen, I don't try to change them. I just tell them what they are and I describe them. It's not anything that they can try to debate. They might feel negative about it, but I'm not trying to hurt their feelings. I spend a lot of time around women. When I was a college basketball coach, I coached women's basketball, okay? I traveled with them, I was the only male. When I was a head coach at Division II, I was in charge. I was an associate head coach at a Division I university, so I was next person in charge. And I did that for about 15 years. Then I also have 4 sisters. I also had a wife at one particular point, and I have a daughter. So I and a mother, obviously. Spend a lot of time with women. Now, I'm a Libra. I like things to be straightforward. I'm very logical. I don't like to play games around there. You know, we balance the scales. Just give it to me straight, ma'am. Sir, just give it to me straight. I don't have time to figure all of these things out, and emotions aren't a big thing for me. So I'm going to just say that right now, because people can use emotions to manipulate. Manipulate. We're not great at emotions. I'm going to just let you know that right now. As men, we don't thrive in that environment because we're not social creatures per se. We are, as human beings, pretty social. But in terms of women, they are very social. They have to run in packs. They have to protect themselves. They actually be able to have to pass information back and forth to each other just so they can stay on the same page, or what we call on code. So when they manipulate, it is not evil, although some things can appear evil. They are doing it for their survival, right? That's why they're doing it. The same thing as we use some sort of rage, or we make ourselves bigger, or we look to appear bigger. This is for survival. And if they can't manipulate in a certain instance in dating, they don't survive. And the game of life is survival of the fittest. Okay? Pass those genes on. Okay? The strong survive. And that's what this dating game is about. But unfortunately, for the people who raised their hand that said they were in the dating game, man, is it tough or is it easy? Anyone want to just say, raise your hand if you were in the dating game and you say it's completely easy. You're out here with layup drills out here. Slam dunk. All right, no, they didn't raise their hand. Is it difficult, confusing, convoluting? It's a little weird. It gets a little weird. So we're going to take you to my interpretation, my historical presentation on what happened to dating. Normally in my show, I have a soundboard. I actually have two. And I would be playing noises right now as I'm talking, and I miss that. Because I would be hitting you with the Undertaker bell right now. But it is what it is. Okay. The day that dating died. Apologies if there's any errors in spelling here. All right, so if you've enjoyed my show, I've taken you through this chart, which is the shark-infested waters of what I call the iceberg theory of dating. Okay? And what you'll see over here is pre, right there on the far side, which will be on your left, post at the bottom. People miss that part, so I just have to highlight that, pre and post. That refers to your nut, your orgasm. Okay? See, pre-nut, this is what men look for. These are the things that are important. Sex, availability for sex, access to sex. Is she sexy? You also will look at attraction. Ooh-wee. Or, I'll have her for a night. However that is. But these things are important. Chronological age seems to be very important for men, and this is biological. Okay? Although the current world, we're going to talk about this, why they killed it, is they're trying to change all the rules of nature. And they're trying to put it on you because they can change the rules because you're horny. And you'll adapt to whatever the rules are. That's called Brifolt's Law. Women set the rules of association, men follow. Okay? And so what they're doing is changes the rules. So chronological age was important. It isn't now for simps or men who can't control their biological urges. So now, you are over here, men. You see, you say this is you. And this is before you nut. You're in the boat, and you got a rod. Hopefully all you got one attached to you right now. You're going to throw your rod out there into that ocean. But when you have no clarity, you haven't busted that nut, you're not in your right mind. Biologically, the blood goes from here to you know where, so it can function. So when the blood leaves your brain, okay, your blood leaves your brain, you're less logical. You don't think. You will make mistakes that you wouldn't make when you were in your logical mindset. Okay, so that's what's happening here. So that's what you got your rod out here. Now, obviously there's danger out here. Don't lie to yourself. There's a lot of things that can happen to you just by engaging in the female with the female here, dating. You have societal pressures, okay? That can be just about anything from Me Too, assault allegations. Is your girl attractive? Do you have the right type of girl? Are you going to marry her? Are you going to make an honest woman out of her? She been ran through more times in the Holland Tunnel, but you can make a hoe into a housewife. I mean, there's a whole bunch of bullshit that we got to deal with, right? But that's society, okay? Whatever you do to mess this up, it's going to be your fault, Jermaine, Jerome, whatever your name is, it's going to be your fault. You didn't make this work. You violated her. She didn't feel good. She didn't feel safe. Nothing's going to be her fault. It's going to be your fault, okay? Next thing is the government. See, government smartened up around the 1900s, and they said, we need to get involved in every single one of these relationships, okay? We need to get involved, and I'm going to show you how they got involved early on in the transactional relationships and marriages, okay? So you have the government that's obviously going to get involved to play the intermediary. They also can benefit financially from these arrangements. They're going to get involved. STDs, obviously, you have that to worry about. Anytime you don't strap up, you're taking a risk. Anytime you mess with somebody who's promiscuous, you're taking a risk. Although that's not a problem in our society today. Historically, we've gone over that. Don't worry about all that. We got a cure for all that. You ain't gonna die. We just let you live with it. And it's not her fault. You didn't keep it in your pants. Although women carry more STIs than men. How do we rationalize that? Isn't that weird? What about this? Pregnancy. Obviously, if you knock her up, it was your fault. You didn't keep it in your pants. And many times, she will encourage you to almost complete the act of pregnancy, and you will do it. Don't worry about that, Robert. She don't ask. Oh, she didn't ask. She put on the condom. Oh, she didn't ask me. Okay, I'm going to go in and run that red light. All right, you getting your couple of thrusts in. She feels you expanding width-wise. She knows what's about to happen. She said, Daddy, let her rip. Go ahead and let it go ahead and go inside. Oh, baby, she whispers right in your ear. You about to get that last couple of thrusts in? Just let it roar, Daddy. Roar! You're on birth control, right? Oh, you ain't? Oh, you're not ovulating, are you? Oh, you are. Oh. Now you want to shoot first and ask questions later. See, now if she gets knocked up, it's your fault. Should have asked her all of that beforehand. You should have known about her reputation, right? Now you got to pay, or you can be excommunicated from that family. She can say, well, now that I have the baby, I'm just going to go ahead and take it. You fight me for it, right? These are a lot of things that we try to work backwards. Last one is marriage. That's the danger shark. So if you do engage in a marriage, the government's going to be involved in it. So is the rest of the society and the community. Everybody's going to be involved and invested in your marriage. And many people that don't have access to women will use marriage as a way to access the woman. Okay? Especially early on. If he was horny, there was a lot of times you just couldn't go get no woman like we can do today. We could just get on swipe, swipe, swipe. All right, let me just go ahead and fulfill that need. This is a new time. Before, there was a lot of things in society would tell you, you have to make that girl an honest woman. She's not a hoe. She ain't no 304 in these streets. So you need